We are back here on Hack City talking FCS football. Today's episode is presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. We've got week 0 action, and FCS actually has more entertaining matchups than the FPS. The Iowa State-Kansas State game is going to be pretty fun. Kansas State's -3.5 on FanDuel for anyone who wants to bet on that. But we were graced with Incarnate Word versus Nicholls, UC Davis versus Mercer. And we're also going to get into, of course, FC Estimates. It returns after I dominated Sean.
Did you win last year?
Yes, I did.
There's no way you won last year.
I don't remember. I think I did.
I'm almost certain that I won.
I kicked your ass.
I'm
wiped
near
your ass.
I am near
Smoked.
certain.
And
I know we already caught a bunch of shit from Bison Rants for calling out our math already. Look, I'm near certain that I edged you out at the end of the year in FC Estimates and took the win.
The math was explained, and it is hard for individual. He didn't call us out because it didn't add up. He wanted an explanation. The math for the votes was simple. 1 like on a tweet that had a school's name in it is 1 vote. If you commented a school's name, that is 1 vote. If you retweeted a comment of a school's name, that is 1 vote. If somebody quote tweeted, that's a vote. People liked that quote tweet. Those are all votes. People reshared that quote tweet. Although I didn't actually factor in what if somebody quote tweets the quote tweet. I didn't think that.
Did we get doubles of the quote tweets?
I didn't look.
Bison Rants, you guys weren't even in it. If you're an NDSU,
yeah, NDSU said fuck these guys,
and you've never been in it.
Yeah,
like literally, this is year 5.
They don't like us.
Yes, year 5.
They show up when they win a natty, and that's it.
You've never once rallied
us.
troops to try to get us there. But keep on using us for your little championship media day promos. Go ahead.
That's it. They just like it when we talk shit, and then they pull those quotes. But then when I asked to interview Cody Mock, I get told no. Cody responded to me. Cody was excited to come on the show. You know what I got back? The communications department said I couldn't do it.
I hope the all-white unis for week 1 get lost in transition. You have to wear.
Wait. Did you see they're moving to Under Armour, by the way?
Yeah.
That's awful.
I don't mind the Under Armour uni look in football.
Anything's better than it.
Here's the thing. But I also got dosed with a lot of heavy, big-time Cam Newton Under Armour push. I think Julio Jones was an Under Armour athlete.
Yeah.
For football, Under Armour does not irritate me in the least.
You should be required, if you're an Under Armour school, to wear those high-top Cam. Everyone on the team has to wear the high-top Cam Newton shoes.
Do you know? I told you about those cleats, right? Like when he was rolling those out, I was like a junior in high school, and I was going to Dick's Sporting Goods with my dad. And
they were the big fat idiots. They were the perfect for big fat.
This was when I was a junior, and I was walking around. Still, he's like, "Yeah, you can't get those cleats. Yeah, you're not good enough." He basically told me, "You're not good enough to wear cleats like that." And then I grew about 3 more inches, added on like 20 pounds. And then the next year, senior year, I was actually able to get some pretty cool Under Armour cleats. And I'll always have a little bit of love for those because I guess I passed the test.
He pointed at the $50 all black
Alpha
Nike
Sharks.
Cleats.
Yeah.
Alpha Sharks.
I was wearing cleats at the 37U football teams.
It's a great trend this week, man, by the way. If anyone's missed that. It kind of makes me want to suit up. Kind of makes me want to go out there.
Here's the thing.
I legitimately, across my mind, it would be hilarious if you and I documented us signing up for a 37U team.
I've been recruited to these teams.
You can play any position you want, too.
Every time I can't. I'd be on the offensive line getting my face ran through.
By the way, did you see the one video that big 60-year-old offensive tackle who blew up his ACL? That's going to be you.
I know. And
you at 55.
And I've known people that played in these leagues and they love them. They're like, "Oh, you're going to love it." I go out there, I catch some passes, I make some tackles. I'm like, that's not what I'm going to be out there doing. Are you going to let me play quarterback? You're going to let me use the rocket arm?
Someone's going to crack back your
ass on my God. Yeah, not even looking.
I watched somebody hit the dirtiest hit while wearing a GoPro on some poor soul that wasn't looking.
What do I look like? What would I look like trying to walk into work with a torn MCL and a big knee brace, a honking ass knee brace in work? Can't do it, won't do it. Psychopaths.
Again, this has really crossed my mind. I've never been this small. In high school, I was about 210. In college, I was about 235. What position do you think feasible? I wouldn't play this small. I think I would have to give myself a little bit of time to get up to 190. Do you think 190 would be too light to play like outside linebacker in one of these leagues? The guys that do it aren't very big. None of them were D1 players. Any D1 player comes away from playing football and they don't make it to the league, they're not touching the field ever again. They're exactly like you. That's crazy.
I couldn't say that, but that's the position you'd be playing if you were.
Been funny.
You think No, I can't. No. There's too much heat around that.
But what these guys on these teams aren't that big. They're all shit tier varsity high school athletes. None of these guys play D3 ball. None of these things. These are guys that miss slamming their head into another human being, and they want to be able to do it again.
I get the appeal of that.
Truck drivers, most of them.
I think, where would I put you? I've never seen you.
If I bulked up to 200, what do you think we could do? I'm not fast. I'm not playing running back. I don't want to play running back. I used to play linebacker in high school. I was about 200 pounds, 210 playing linebacker in high school.
Joe, you think, okay, so say the Hoboken team is playing the team from the Bronx, right? I'm putting you at linebacker. You think?
I don't think that we're going to be. We would face anyone big. I don't think that. I think I would be if I bulked back up to
Joe,
200 pounds.
These are football lifers. I think that they live
Did
for
you
this
watch
stuff.
These videos? These are a bunch of fat idiots. They're a bunch of big fat idiots.
There are some fat idiots. There
Mostly
are some
fat
of them.
idiots. A 210. If I bulked up to 210 in a year. And I was playing linebacker, I'd be one of the bigger linebackers in the league.
I don't think so.
I'd be one of the more in shape linebackers.
I think there's some swole dudes out on that field.
I don't know about that.
I think someone would lift you up and put you right in your neck.
Also, we're not playing on the Hoboken team.
You'd be walking around my sciatica.
We're not playing for the Hoboken team and having to go to the Bronx. We got to find like the blue collar league. There's got to be or not the white collar.
You need to find the You need to find the finance bro league.
There's got to be a finance bro league somewhere. We got to find those guys. There's got to be.
I mean, there's 3 dudes across our hall, I think, that I've seen walking in with cleats and like football cleats and a football. Yeah,
they're
playing in some type of Volo flag league. I don't know. They're getting dirty.
Oh wait, we're doing an FCS preview.
Yeah.
All right. We got games we got to talk about. I got a DM one listener back who asked me. Apparently, I'm a sports book now because a longtime listener of ours, M. Roar, he always DMs me about Mercer. And he asked me, is there a spread on the Mercer UC Davis game? I don't know. I'm not a sports book. I do not set the lines for the game. But if you're going to find it, you're going to find it over at FanDuel. Let's talk about that game first, because this one, to me, Sean, has the most implications for 2 teams that are resetting quite aggressively. Mercer a little bit less, because they did an awesome job of digging into the transfer portal. UC Davis is replacing Lan Larson and Miles Hastings, which is going to be an incredibly difficult task. But they do, of course, return Rex Connors and his brother Porter Connors. Now at quarterback, replacing Miles Hastings, who has enormous shoes left to fill, they are going to be starting Caden Pinnock, who is a much smaller 6 foot, 200-pound quarterback, redshirt freshman from Loomis, California. We do not have a lot on this kid, but he won the quarterback battle between him and Grant Harper. I guess we're going to find out if he's got what it takes. Yeah,
UC Davis, that offense is going to be different because the Hastings air raid, bomb you up top. I'm not going to put my name on saying Pinnock is going to go in there and do that. And the running back that is going to fill the shoes of Lan Larson, who was a one-man army in the running and receiving game, I'm not going to put my name on it and say UC Davis just has another one of those guys they could slot in. So it's going to be a lot of dudes looking to fill that role, and I'm hoping they find some type of new role. Maybe they got a big power guy they can run through. There's a lot to figure out with this program, and it doesn't help that I think Mercer might have the edge walking into this game, simply because I think they have a more not durable, but they have a quarterback that's been there a little longer in DJ Smith, who I very much enjoyed watching last season. I thought he was a very talented quarterback. He was a big reason that Mercer was able to score points offensively. And while we have given Mercer fans a little bit of flack for the Rhode Island quarterback situation in the playoffs, they had a similar one. DJ Smith got
their guy transferred up to the FBS, so not really the same when we're throwing in the walk-on from Clemson.
I'm saying
into the game.
But DJ Smith injured after the first half of last season. He wasn't able to carry the Bears deeper into the postseason, but he's a guy that can use his legs very well. He throws his throw on the run. That's the most dangerous attribute is get the ball. It's not first read, kill you. It's not second read, dot you up. It's everyone's covered. Let me scramble a little bit, make something happen. And he does that. He really does. He does that well. So UC Davis is going to have their hands full.
By the way, I forgot to reference that for those who are unfamiliar or forgot what we name our segments, this is the Games of the Week. DJ Smith coming back should be really intriguing. There is a lot to figure out for his top weapons and his offensive line, as they lost an 1,000-yard running back, their top wide receiver, and 3 offensive linemen. But they added Adonis McDaniel, who was a 1,000-yard guy at Lenoir-Rhyne, which could be super underrated for this team. Octavius Eisen from Charleston Southern is going to be important for this run game. He was very productive at Charleston Southern. And if DJ Smith can't get it done or he gets banged up again, they added 2 guys in the transfer portal, Jake Wilson, who is an FBS transfer, and then the most ridiculous name of a quarterback that I think I've ever read in my life, JP Pickles. Are you kidding me? JP Pickles.
Rooting for the Pickles.
I don't know.
Well,
you can't name, if your last name is Pickles, you can't name your son JP.
What's the best name you could have for a last name Pickles? You wouldn't go alliteration. You wouldn't go Peter Pickles. You know, you couldn't.
Comes from UTEP.
What if you Davis Pickles? Is that any better? Brandon Pickles?
Paul Pickles.
Paul Pickles? See, alliteration is just going to be even goofier.
Parker Pickles.
Parker Pickles. You see, I got to get you out of the PEP here. I don't know. You would almost have to be. It couldn't. Maybe like a Raul Pickles. That doesn't sound too bad to me.
He does not look like a Raul.
I got you. I'm just working for names here. I haven't seen the lad.
I think so his dad's name is John Pat Pickles, which I think that's what JP must be short for. John Pickles is less ridiculous.
So John Pat Pickles, the second or possibly third. Put Pickles 2 on the back.
All right, bench TJ Smith.
Yeah, you know what?
Pickles.
I want to see Pickles 2
the
on the back. Mercer also, Andrew Zock returning for them.
Yes.
Very good defensive end. Let's see if I can crack this one up. The Zock Master, does that do anything for you? Do you have any file on the Shock Master?
No. What's the Shock Master?
The Shock Master.
The rapper?
No. The Shock Master was. How do you know nothing about the Shock Master? Was a WWE wrestler who was basically a glittery stormtrooper, and on his big entrance, he was supposed to be like the next big wrestler. His big entrance, he tripped and stumbled through a wall and completely bombed it. So he just became a circus act. They were investing in the Shockmaster, and then he became like comedic relief for the rest of his WWE career. So I wouldn't mind going.
I'll give you that one because I don't know.
You watch
Andrew Zock does give WWE vibes.
So we want to go with the Zockmaster?
You know, I think I'd be fine with let's go.
But I don't see him to be a stumbling, bumbling fool, but more of a threat on the edge to come crush your quarterback.
He does give off those WWE vibes because he's your prototypical sawed off, buzz cut, angry ass, 250-pound defensive lineman at an FCS school. I mean, like he's your Brandon Giannetti. He's your James Maxson, who he didn't have the buzz cut. Oh no, he did.
He has now.
He did get the buzz cut eventually.
Congrats to Brandon Giannetti. Also, I think welcoming a new life into this world sometime in the next 9 months.
He got married and had a kid.
Yeah.
God, we couldn't be less important in the lives of our teammates.
He is moving. That's a gentleman.
If anyone wants to fire off a take, though, let's DM Joe. I got been cooking this one. I got to comment on Joe's video. I haven't talked to him. Don't even follow him.
What do you mean? Who's doing that for you?
Zazu randomly followed me the other day.
Is ASAP Zig follow you? He's active on Instagram. He'll give you some love.
I forget who else.
Love Zig.
I'm blanking on. I think JJ Mainville was commenting, but he followed me already.
I haven't. That is a pull and a half, Joe.
There's one player whose name was 2 years older than us. He was a safety, and his name is escaping me.
2 years older, a safety?
Yeah.
Hayden Pryor.
Hayden Pryor has been DMing me since the beginning.
Tim Wineclaw.
It was not. We didn't play with Tim Wineclaw.
I'm trying to think of 2 years above us.
Was not one of the white safeties that we had on
Nas?
the team. Wasn't Nas.
Zay?
No, it wasn't Zay. All right, we can't sit here and do this. We're here. We're trying
it's
to
a bad game. This is a bad game for the listeners. This isn't even
naming people that they don't
listeners,
know.
you take your best guess. They're just sitting in the car. What the hell? What am I listening to? I know. I get it. It's week 0, folks.
Yeah, we're already in midseason form. Number 1 defense last year in yards, the orange blanket that they wore. They're only returning 3 of their top 12 tacklers, though. So that is where this gets quite complicated and why both these teams, there's a heavy reset. Interestingly enough, though, Mercer's gotten a lot more preseason love despite having as hard of a reset. While UC Davis, unranked in most circumstances on most ballots from what I've seen. I'm a bit intrigued if Mercer just comes out and establishes themselves easy and early, or if UC Davis can quickly remind us, hey, this is a program that typically reloads, and there's a Land Larison that you don't know about that was buried on the roster last year.
Excited to join the new land party whenever I get the invite. Oh,
it wasn't bad.
I should be thrown off a roof.
It was a good try.
Thank you. You know what? You know what? He could have stomped me out for that, folks. I should have been stomped out, but I didn't get stomped out.
Well, I dropped plenty of shit on this show, so I don't have a lot of room to talk. Continue your point.
Sac State. I think the lack of
UC
preseason.
Davis,
UC Davis. Jesus, UC Davis. The lack of preseason love. I think it has to be stemming from like how we're viewing the Lions. They lost 2 very, very intricate pieces of their team's success last year, and coordinators. I know it's different versus the players, but Miles Hastings and Land Larison, I think, had enough of an impact where I had to sit here and temper my expectations for them when I was crafting my poll for UC Davis and say, I got to see it first. I think that they know, I believe they know how to win football games there. They developed the culture. They've been a little up and down, but they've been way more up lately. But I have to see it on the field. And I'm super excited to see them against a quality opponent. Please, FCS teams, keep booking quality opponents in week 0. Make this the week where the FCS surges. Give me more big-time matchups like this to get a little more spotlight on the subconference.
This game, by the way, is a 7:00 kick. It is going to be on at the same time as the MEAC SWAC Challenge kickoff between NC Central and Southern. That both these games, we're going to definitely go with the dual TVs with those 2 games on, because the FBS slate, as I said earlier, it's really uninteresting. It's incredibly uninteresting. But the early game that will probably be 2-boxing with the Kansas State Iowa State game on the smaller TV, Incarnate Word versus Nicholls. Now, Incarnate Word gets a chance, and they've been very highly hyped up, and it's justified. They have one of the best returning cores on offense in all of FCS football. But they've got a chance here to start the season hot against a fine Nicholls State program that
they've been fine.
Yeah, they've been fine. They're not the same level of quality that they once had when we were covering them at the very beginning of when we started this show. They've fallen off a little bit, and we've seen Incarnate Word really truly rise and establish themselves as one of these Texas programs that's just the epitome of consistency as well as offensive explosiveness. So Zach Calzada, he dips. And we've got our next FBS guy stepping in, and then he's going to end up going somewhere, and then he'll be a draft pick. Who knows? Richard Torres came from Nebraska. I believe he's been on the team since 2023, so he's going to be taking over. We all know that Jalen Walthall is an incredible receiver. He's also incredible at celebrating. Logan Compton, starting tight end for them, is an impactful weapon. And then they also added Cheaton James, apologies if I'm mispronouncing that, 1,000-yard receiver in 2023 when he was at Idaho State, and he transferred to Fresno State and decided to make his way back to the FCS level.
It's a good place to decide to go back to, Mr. James, because the Incarnate Word quarterback factory has been simply that, a factory. The Lindsey Scott's era, the Cam Ward era, the Calzada era. They have dudes that know their quarterback structure, how they do it is just phenomenal. It's as good as anybody else in the FCS when you're talking about year in, year out production. We're not looking at guys that are sitting there starting for 4 years. It's next man up, and then the next man steps up. Put that on a bad sign in a coffee shop. But Richard Torres, I have expectations that he's going to walk into Incarnate Word and start balling out. I do, because they do that. The quarterbacks at Incarnate Word are hardly ever the issue when you're seeing when they're winning or when they're losing. They're just very, very good. And to have that kind of like security in a program and say, man, look at the history that we're starting to build. Look at the history. You keep on getting good quarterbacks because good quarterbacks are coming from there. They've built such a strong cycle and they have a good passing attack that I have a tremendous amount of faith in Incarnate Word, where 7 years ago, whatever when Incarnate Word was a blip on the radar, completely different. I'm looking at this team. I've watched this team from the start of this show when we started it to now. They've completely turned over into a serious, legit program that every team playing them should be worried about facing, because they're going to air it out in your dumb asses. And you better be ready, Nicholls. I think week 0, you want to stop Incarnate Word, light them up. A lot of blitzing. Light them up, because your coverage, they're going to run their camp stuff. They're polished on their camp stuff. The only way, the roughest thing for offenses to deal with right out of camp is exotic blitzes, or just a lot of that, because the running backs aren't that synced up with the linemen yet, because it's still practice and you're still running the blitzes over again. But if you're going after that quarterback time after time in week 0, early season, you're going to have a legitimate shot to really stall them out.
I have so much respect for head coach Clint Killow, who's done some amazing things after replacing G.J. Kinney, who replaced Eric Morris. It has been this kind of hilarious string of the next guy up, and Killow is been that next man up for this program. I really think that this team is going to reach new heights. It does almost, Incarnate Word does almost feel like it's on that Texas State trajectory. I think that it's now somewhat impossible to move up to FBS. There's been some great coverage on this. I believe Sam Herder also did some coverage on this, talking about how, they've basically created the barrier to get up and into the FBS. But man, Incarnate Word's got the not only the ability to fund a successful program, but also the aptitude within the athletic department to consistently identify superstar coaches like this. Nobody's gone 3 in a row on elite coaches. That's what's insane about this. I really hope that Incarnate Word does live up to the hype.
I'm trying to think if there's been an FBS comparison for them for the quarterback cycling for the last
not
4.
Forget the quarterback cycling, just like the coach,
on.
Just 3 straight coaches that have all been great coaches that have turned the program into elite programs and then gotten elite offensive production out of them.
Oh, Nebraska.
Yeah.
Start a podcast, Matt Rule. I'm sure that's smart. I'm sure that's not going to be a distraction. Dope. I completely turned on him. Scumbag.
Can we get him in? Who is the credit card scammer?
Gottlieb.
Yeah. Can we get him, the two of them on a podcast?
Wait. What is Matt Rule? Did Matt Rule do credit card scamming? Was he cracking cards?
Well, no, I'm just saying because he still does his radio stuff.
And he's the coaching. Coach. Oh, that's my connection.
No,
yeah. I don't even. Maybe I shouldn't trash somebody for trying to coach and better the youth, but I didn't even take Doug Gottlieb's coaching at Green Bay State seriously one bit. I didn't. I thought
Green Bay.
I thought it was a farce for the radio. Yeah. And I think, I had no care. I didn't care about his record. A lot of people did, but I did not, and I really didn't think that it was much of anything. But a man who has had a sold-out stadium for the last 70 years deciding I'm going to go and be not politically correct on a podcast, go screw Matt
Wait, is
Rule.
that his present?
No,
his premise?
His whole thing. Let me pull this nonsense up. It was unbelievable.
I didn't read into this. I thought it was purely going to be
from
like he's doing a podcast through the athletic department, and the premise is that he's going to generate some buzz for the program.
From the On3 tweet, I don't have to be politically correct. I can speak the truth because that's how we move the game forward. Move your offense down the field.
This is going to be a mistake. That's going to be a mistake. All right, we got to get back on track here. FC estimates to close out today's show. Reminder, today's show is presented by FanDuel. We've got 4 games that we're going to be picking. Incarnate Word at Nicholls. Give me Incarnate Word. What do you got?
So,
Yup.
Incarnate
Right
Word
back
will
to
be
the-
my selection, man.
Get your balls out for Victor Gabalis for Tarleton State at Portland State.
I thought it was throw to Sean, Joe answers, and then throw to Sean, Joe answers.
Okay, are you going to get
You're
your
leading
balls out? Don't tell me how to do the show.
That's how we've been doing the show.
I'll do what I want.
Yes, my balls are out for Gabalis. Tarleton State.
UC Davis. Okay, guy. Okay, you want to peel back the curtain for a quick second?
Huh.
You didn't write your picks in, so I'm trying to.
I don't want you stealing my picks like you always do,
I'm trying to
scumbag.
help you. I'm trying to help you by reading my pick while you're typing
4 games.
yours
It's
in.
4 games. Don't worry. I don't want you taking my picks.
I don't want to take your picks. They're all the same picks. UC Davis for so meanwhile you're criticizing me for taking your picks, and I put my picks down first, and then you copied mine.
I did. Oh,
UC Davis, Mercer. Give me Mercer. NCCU at Southern.
NCCU will be my pick.
Kelby Givens is going to give it to
Ready
him.
to take this edge. Week 0,
Give
starting
me
off
Southern.
with the edge. Sean Anderson does not give up the lead for the next 12 weeks in FCS.
All right, pipe down over there.
Carries it
Pipe
into
down
the
over there.
playoffs. Does not fall into a
You've only
deficit
beat me
for the
once in
rest
this.
of the
You've
season.
Never beaten me
You
in
clock this. You clock this for this
You
year.
want to do the math this year so we don't run into
Did the math last year. I'll do this math again. I'm
At
all over this math.
Joe DeLeone at Sanderson Radio at Hack City Pod 201-834-4308. Call in, leave us a voicemail for the live show that we do. Schedule will be to be determined, by the way. We're going to finalize that on Saturday, although I'm sure it's going to change because there's some variables with Sean's work that might impact some things, but stay tuned for that as well. We'll talk to you guys later.